So as we all know, the Azure update released about a day ago now, and after playing it for multiple hours now, I have some things to say about it. This video is going to be highly negative and not very constructive, but I swear I don't actually hate the update as much as this video makes it seem like I do. The update is still somewhat new, and I, like everybody else, am still processing all the changes. Without wasting any more time, let's get right into the video. First off, let's start with Azure himself. I'm gonna get right to the point. He's too strong. His map control is way better than John Doe's ever was. His Stigmatize is basically a better digital footprint, as it actually stuns the survivor for multiple seconds, and is a lot harder to avoid. You can use it on loop spots, and it works the exact same as a footprint, and you can hide them around corners to trick survivors into running into them, something that's not really possible with John Doe. Azure's Seeker bulbs are basically another 3 digital footprints at his disposal, as they still deter survivors from a specific area, shutting down specific loops. And his Enstrangle ability is extremely annoying to go against, as being hit by it basically just kills you if the Azure throws you into his Stigmatize with a Seeker bulb near it. To counterbalance it, they tried to give Azure Helpless After, but it doesn't really last long enough, and Azure will end up dealing 80% of your health bar if he's set up correctly, which isn't that hard. Not to mention his Golem ability and his damage stacking too. I have more to say about Azure, but I'm still getting a feel for his balancing right now, but he is definitely overtuned. However, I believe part of the problem in Azure's strength isn't just in his kit, it's the nerfs they've done to every map. In this update, they've reworked basically every map to nerf/change every loop. This plus how strong Azure is on release has been a nightmare to play against as Survivor, as you have to relearn where to path while trying to learn how to play against a completely new killer. Speaking of maps, the changes to existing maps and the new maps all feel really bad to play on. The killing of a lot of loops has made trying to survive in lobbies that don't work together basically impossible, especially against Azure. It felt like they changed all the maps for the sake of changing it, rather than because they needed to. Like take a look at Brandon Works, or Yorick's resting place. They changed the lighting and textures for no reason, and mixed up all the loops. And for the new maps, they're all really big for some reason and are just extremely messy and confusing to path around. I don't even blame that on the map being new. I genuinely think the devs are trying to make every map a nightmare for survivors to play on so killers can win more easily, despite releasing an update that adds the best killer and nerfs a lot of survivors. I know that the game was very survivor-sided before this, but these changes only somewhat help this problem with organized teams, but make public servers an absolute hell to play as Survivor. Speaking of Survivor nerfs, let's talk about the 2-time rework. While I understand their philosophy with trying to make 2-time more stealthy, it isn't really possible when 2-time still receives Invisibility 3 instead of a higher level. Not to mention the fact that his stab sound is still way too loud to realistically play stealthily against a skilled killer, and they still feel slow when crouched, despite them adding a weird speed up for every second crouched. Also, this update made normal trick stabs extremely confusing to land. I have no idea what they did, but half of my trick stabs line up and they don't hit for seemingly no reason, while half of them do. While I disagreed where 2-time was before, if they are going to go with this route, they have to go the extra mile, and they need more buffs to actually be a stealth sentinel that isn't completely defenseless when chased. And please re-add the lunge they receive on uncrouched stabs. It killed stealth stabs without crouching completely. Now I'm moving on to the Nosferatu changes. On July 4th, they released a patch that nerfed Nosferatu, who was already the worst killer before this change. Why they did it, I have no idea, but they nerfed Hunter's Feast's wind-up and made it slower. His only saving grace was gutted. And his crappy zoning ability, Cataclysm, was nerfed for no reason to only give slowness 1 instead of slowness 2 when you run through them, meaning the survivor can easily run through the puddles and will most likely not even end up taking an M1. The entire community complained about these changes, and what did we get? They reverted Hunter's Feast's wind-up changes and gave 1 more second of slowness 1. Are we serious, Forsaken devs? Why can other killers get to be overpowered like Azure, but Nosferatu isn't allowed to give slowness 2 for his extremely easy-to-dodge Cataclysm? I don't understand why Nosferatu loses Chase for one missed ability, but other characters can recover nearly instantly. Nosferatu needs to be buffed a lot more in the next patch to be even better than before the first nerf. He is genuinely the worst killer right now, and nothing else comes close. Now, let's move on to another thing this update has done wrong. The new milestone skins. They just look messy. This was the exact problem Veronica and 1X's milestones have had, and it's obvious the developers haven't let go of that design philosophy. While it isn't a bad skin, it just feels like it doesn't really complement Azure's personality and lore very well. Also, this update reworked Cool Kid's milestones completely, and the skin itself is a bit messy but fine, and the chase theme is good enough, maybe not for a 14-month wait, but I digress. What I have a problem with is the lack of legacy milestone skins. I genuinely preferred the old ones we had before, and I wish they gave out legacy milestones when the update came out. Same problem with 007 and 7's milestones too. We got no legacy milestones despite the designs of them changing completely. I hope they can add legacy milestones to these characters in the future, as the new milestones just don't hit the same. Maybe it's just me not personally liking Forsaken's new milestone skin style, but I hope some of you can agree with me on this. Overall, this update has been quite a mess, with them releasing an overpowered trapping killer that counters looping, while at the same time removing and nerfing every loop on every map, making the looping problem so obsolete that it feels pointless to have so many killers that are designed around countering them. They are obviously trying to encourage teamwork, but that will basically never happen in public servers. And removing every loop actually makes it harder to work together, as landing stuns is a lot easier and less risky when you stun from a corner. Because there isn't really one viable loop on every map anymore, the survivor you're trying to help's pathing is going to be harder to predict now, making it harder to help. Milestone skins in this update were also underwhelming, and it all just feels like the back rooms trying to remember the Noli update. Anyways, that's all from me. Like and subscribe if you're new around here. I am trying to reach 100 subscribers before the end of summer, and we have already gotten really close to hitting it. My channel is somewhat new, and any interactions would be appreciated. Thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you next time.